Hi, welcome to Forum 32.
Thank you.
I might just have to keep the volume a little low.
Yes.
But there we go. So, Manini is playing Manini in Supreme Google.
Yes.
And we've talked about how your journey has been. We just talked about how you have fabulous feedback from people related to your so-called cameo, which became the main villain role.
Right.
So, tell us how it was to play yourself and still not play yourself.
You know, I think that's the beauty of being an actor, that you always get to play somebody else, and that somebody else, in probably percentages, does exist inside you.
Okay.
And the wonderful thing is that wonderful thing is that we get to play out many lives in one lifetime. So I think it's a great blessing. Playing this character, like I say for every character that I play, the character chooses the actor never chooses the character.
Oh, interesting.
So that's my
Take on
it, and I feel that probably it was meant to be. And the funny thing was, when they decided to retain my name, I was a bit worried, because I was like, okay, I don't take my name so seriously. So would people get really scared of it? And then when I heard the reference to my name, when somebody said, a particular character says that, and I was like, makes sense. It's falling into place.
So, what percentage of the real Manini is there in the other Manini?
I think the aggression.
Okay.
I think I have the gift that even when I'm frazzled, I can afford to look very collected and calm.
We talked about that in the scene just now, where you said that you could only go, I'm sure we have captured that as well. You can only go to X level whenever you said, right, that when you go berserk, you either only go completely silent.
Yes.
There's no midpoint to it.
I'm trying to seriously find the midpoint. It's very important. And that's the reason I'm meditating a lot. And it really helps me as a person. Characters also help to, how would you say, it's catharsis.
Right.
Good days, bad days, as a human being. Sometimes when it's a bad day personally, you get scenes where you get to sort of air those feelings through a character. And I think that is the best therapy.
Right. I hope the volume comes through.
Yeah.
Shut the background sound. Zyada aaya. Phir bhi. What I want to know is there something about you or the other Manini that you can identify with, apart from the aggression and the level that you said that,
The sense of control.
Yeah. Do you find that you have control in your life?
Yes.
The way she has?
I wouldn't say that much, but I would say I'm quite a control freak when it comes to myself.
Okay.
I would love to control the world.
Who wouldn't?
And I so hope my husband's not hearing this. But unfortunately, that's not a joy that each one of us is drawn to. So yeah, I mean, I've always got characters which are very in control and strong.
Strong. They're out there.
And sometimes I wonder, I've played vulnerable, I've played positive. But it takes a lot for people to understand that that's another side of me.
Absolutely.
As an actor, it's my job to show you the 7 colors of the rainbow.
Right.
So I don't want people to just perceive me as a character. I can be anybody. That's why I'm an actor. So yes, part of this character is the sense of control, the power, the aggression, calling the shots, being in control, being out there, being feared, which I think in my real life, I'm not really a person who's feared.
Okay.
I am terribly loved.
That's true.
That's wonderful, and I'm using an oxymoron, terribly loved, because at times it drives me nuts. So it's fun, it's real fun.
Now, coming to the other aspect of Manini that I know, And I believe she is far removed from the Manani that we've seen on screen. The reason being that this Manani, who supposedly backstabbed, not supposedly, she did backstab her, a very good friend, RC,
Yeah.
for a business or whatever her ambitions were to fulfill those. I definitely believe you're far removed from that particular person.
Yes, I am.
Considering the encounter that we had to start
Yes.
off with. Right, the first encounter itself, and I was having a bad day, and how you just uplifted me out of that mood.
Thank you.
I'll always be indebted for that. And you showed me a path that day, and it's helped
Actually,
me.
it was time for you to see the path. It wasn't me who showed you the path.
Probably.
You opened your eyes, and I just happened to be a facilitator, as I mentioned earlier to you. So I can't take the credit, but thank you so much for, expressing gratitude and love, and that's very important. And as you rightly said, the other aspect of Manani is that friendship is religion for me. If I give my word to you, till death do us part.
Absolutely.
Loyalty.
Absolutely.
All that I did here was so not me, but that's the whole idea.
That's the whole idea.
I don't want to see myself, neither does my audience. And as a very great actor, I can't remember exactly who said, let's try acting for a change.
I like that line. Now, what fascinated me when we first started talking was not acting. Not that you've done so many serials and you've been around in the industry. That's not the point. Or whose wife you are, or whatever.
Very
For me,
handsome husband, I
I
have to
know.
say. He's heart-achingly good looking.
Agreed.
It's sometimes it's
Not pleasure of meeting him as well here on the
yes,
set.
and I'm at the receiving end of a lot of women's envy and envious glances, and I'm
Good for
so
you.
loving it.
Good for you. But what I want to know about the hypnotherapy that we got talking about, the numbers. Remember we talked about number ones
Yes.
and karmic connection.
That's another part of management.
Yeah, so that's the part I'm interested in
Okay, that's-
that you talk about here right now.
That's the soul part of Manani. Manani respects religion, but she's spiritual. Manani loves God to death. Manani loves and is addicted to children and old people. And for me, each moment has to be a moment of learning. I'm very greedy in my life for knowledge and to upgrade my skills. I'm constantly wanting to upgrade my skills. Every morning I wake up and say, what is that one new thing that scares me that I need to get over? I need to learn, I need to unlearn. So I'm constantly learning.
Right.
So I'm a number 4. I'm born on the 22nd of March, and everybody would come and say number 4 and number 8, this, that and the other. And that's the day I realized that no number is bad. And that started my journey into the world of numbers, and has it been fascinating? It's been wonderful. Hypnotherapy, I'm a psychotherapist by
Yes,
training.
I know.
I always wanted to be a psychiatrist, but unfortunately I didn't have science at school. So till the 8th grade, I wanted to be an archaeologist. That was a dream right from class 3 to class 8. So I would say my conviction was pretty strong, and I wanted to. But somehow my father told me that, the future of an archaeologist in this country, we don't know about. Then I wanted to get into academics, and I wanted to do English. I majored in English, and I wanted to be an English professor. And that was very fascinating. My journey with literature has been wonderful. Absolutely. I think that's the parallel life that I lead. The books
Right.
that I read,
Right.
the characters that I
Right.
envision myself to be. That's
Oh, so
my secret.
you're actually not having one but two parallel lives.
Yes.
One is as
Oh
an
my
actor
God.
and one
Did
is
I
as a
just sound
reader.
like a schizophrenic. With due respect.
What is this? Not bipolar, but multipolar.
Multiple personalities. So coming back to the question of this side of Manani, actually that is the real Manani.
Okay.
I think when I pray, when
I guess you can now talk.
yes,
It's
when
not
I
being
when I dance, it's a prayer. When I sing, it's a prayer. And when I pray, it's conversation.
Right.
It's always conversation, because it's never give me this or give me that. It's more like, I think we need to talk. Things are really getting screwed up. I have no perspective left. So, can you just answer questions, or are you not available right now?
Right.
Is your network really weak?
I thought Hachit copied his line that wherever you go, my network follows.
Absolutely. Very well put. Yes, absolutely. So I think that is the real Manani for me. Very gentle. No, that's okay. Somebody is gentle yet at the same time very steely.
Right.
I ain't no damsel in distress. I have never been a damsel in distress.
Okay.
I've been very self-assured, but at the same time, I've never been overconfident. I've never been, oh yeah, I know this. Never smug about anything. On the contrary, I learned very early in life that humility was an amazing virtue.
Right.
And if you combine it with kindness, it becomes even more beautiful.
Very true.
So these are the two things that I live by. So if I meet somebody, the one thing my mom told me, touch their life in such a way that it gets imprinted on their soul that I met this person.
Right.
And that person
And you can tell your
enhanced-
mom, I'm one of them.
Thank you. And you enhance that person, and in return you got enhanced. So I think it's a wonderful give and take. So I don't see any bad in people. Yes, I may not like certain things about certain people, but I never say anybody's bad, because you know what? Maybe that bad's in me too. So I'm
Yeah,
not
no one's
going to-
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm not going to sit here on some high chair being, sanctimonious about this and say, oh my God, I'm as screwed up as you are. But maybe I'm handling it better.
And yeah,
Emotional management.
you could give some tips as to how do you improve your EQ.
EQ. Listen to your heart. In between, I'd stop listening to my heart. And that's when things started going on.
You can continue.
The voice of the instinct is never wrong. If you're getting signs, listen and watch. Learn from your past. And if you're really feeling very, very, very flustered, just shut your eyes and breathe. Trust me, it gives you perspective. You want to cry? Please cry. Go ahead.
Right.
Because if you hold up too many emotions and you don't cry, it would only create more toxins within your system and within your emotional orbit. So cry it out. It's okay. Flush it out. It's absolutely fine. Forgive yourself. That is something I haven't learned. I'm still learning. Don't be harsh on yourself. And just understand one thing. You are here given an amazing opportunity. Do not castigate yourself all the time.
Very true.
You could be an example, or you could be an inspiration to somebody else, and you're not even aware of it.
Right. On that note, I will definitely ask you what are the give me in a line or a word. What are the things that drive you, that inspire you, and motivate you?
Okay, so shoot.
Yeah. So tell me what are the things
What
that
drives
drive
me?
you?
Perfection.
Okay.
I'm very ambitious. Quest for perfection drives me.
Okay.
I'm never in competition with anybody, but my biggest competitor is me.
Agreed.
I have to constantly prove to myself that I am getting better and better by the day. What was the next question?
The next one is what inspires you?
Kindness inspires me.
Okay.
Strong people inspire me. How people handle their situations inspire me. How in the face of complete disappointment, frustration, it's like when you ride the rock bottom, how people can smile. That is something I bow to. Because my husband's taught me that, and it is such an amazing quality. It takes a lot. How to be just, Buddha-like or Zen-like.
Zen.
I have a thing, like anybody working with their hands, even if it's a gardener, I get very fascinated because I believe that God has given each one of us talents, and I'm like this. I'm like a child. I keep looking at, carpenters working, painters. I just keep looking at them in complete awe that my God, they can create such beauty when their own lives are not half as beautiful as they would want it to be.
True.
That for me is something to learn from. I get goosebumps when when somebody's creating something or teaching. So I'm very much in love with life. I am constantly like a child, just I'm like that constantly.
Right. And what motivates you on a daily basis? Like savere uthe hain and get out of the bed
God.
and do something.
God and love.
Okay.
I think God is my best friend.
Okay.
And he and I have this really interesting relationship where it's like, you're my warrior princess, and there's no way that you're not going to be smiling today. So yeah, I think my inspiration or my motivation would be my loved ones. I have a daughter who's 14, and she's, to a very great extent, my mother, who's battled illnesses after illnesses, and yet that woman, oh my God, her spirit is mind-blowingly amazing. So these are things that I look up to within my own family. So it's great.
Yeah, and why should you look too far away?
Yes.
I mean, I wouldn't ask you who's your ideal personality on this earth, because to me, it's you need to look into yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
As you said, you compete with yourself the most. So
there are no ideals, because a lot of times when you think of somebody as an ideal and you see their clay
feet.
you kind of feel very
Disappointed.
shortchanged and very disappointed. So I'd rather make a human being my ideal person. I would say I should become an ideal person and be an example for many people who are probably in the same situation that I was a few years back, and be a source of inspiration for them. Say, she could do it, I can do it.
Very true.
I always say this to people.
Very true. Very true. Thank you so much, Manu.
Thank you. I just want
It's
to say
pleasure,
that,
of course, and
thank you.
We've touched on at many levels, and it's been a pleasure knowing you.
Thank you so much.
And
I just want to say
we'll
before
see
we
you
wrap
again.
up, I've worked with a lot of teams, and I'm not somebody who gets attached very easily. That's something I've
No,
worked
I
on
think
for
that
years.
you're wrong.
I do, but some amount of detachment always accompanies my attachment. That is something I learned of late, and it gives me perspective. I do not ache for anybody. I learned that very early
I can
in my
understand
life.
that, yeah.
But I like to join chords with them. Chords of love, or chords of affection. And this show within 2 months has given me so much of love and respect and a sense of fulfillment, meeting all these very enthusiastic youngsters. And when I say youngsters, I'm not 80 years old, but it's perspective. And I have learned so much from each of these kids that for me, it's been a beautiful journey. So I just really want to thank each and every cast and crew. In fact, everybody, all the departments, they have been very kind to me. And what I'm taking back with me is a lot of love, a lot of care, and huge amounts of respect. And I have to set my bar even higher now, because the next place that I go to, I should excel.
Very true.
And thank you so much. It's been a joy meeting you. And I'm so glad we touched each other's lives.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.